On February 15, 2014, former Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice and his then fiancée got into a heated argument in an elevator outside a hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It resulted in abuse from each party, and both were charged with assault. His fiancée's, Janae Palmer's, charges were dropped, and his were charged with a third-degree aggravated assault. In June 2014, Ray Rice, along with his now wife, they ended up wedding in March, met with the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell to discuss punishment the NFL would execute. Starting August 30th, Ray would endure a 2-game suspension. At the time, there was no discipline by any criminal justice system. There's a lot of criticism from the public on how Goodell handled the punishment. Fans believed it wasn't harsh enough. And due to the ruling, the NFL put a new policy into effect for domestic violence and other violence conduct. There is a 6-game suspension under the personal conduct policy, and there are longer bans for attenuating circumstances. Second offenders are banned for life. Goodell apologized in a public statement, saying his ruling wasn't appropriate and the NFL was going to work on doing better at ensuring that. September rolls around and Ray Rice is now in some hotted, troubled water. The footage from inside the elevator leaked from TMZ. Instead of heated words or pitiful hand slaps, surveillance ruled the running back punched his leading lady. Nobody had seen the video until it was released that day. Ravens coach Harbaugh terminated Rice's contract immediately, and the NFL commissioner suspended Rice indefinitely from the NFL. Since the assault video was made public, many began to question Ray Rice's honesty from the very beginning into whether or not he was being truthful to the commissioner and other sources he had interviewed with. The Ravens GM claimed under an oath that Rice did tell Goodell that he did hit Palmer in the elevator. So if Goodell knew that Rice had hit his woman, why give him a 2-game suspension? Domestic violence is an ongoing major issue, and yes, Ray Rice is a good person. He gives back to the community and always takes one for the team. But that's no excuse for what he did. Indefinite suspension was for the best so he could clean up his act and focus on what's important, his wife and child, and building a better relationship with them. In November, Rice's ruling was overturned and forced the NFL to reinstate him so he could be drafted by any team. Social media was only covering what was released. Not a single soul had seen the footage of the horrible, abusive video until TMZ had gotten a hold of it. The Atlantic City Police Department wouldn't hand it over to the NFL, so neither of them had seen it. The commissioner hadn't seen it. The Ravens haven't seen it. Nobody had seen it. But once the video was released, everybody's perspective had changed, and everybody in the NFL and the public were all blindsided because news travels fast. And each social media site handled it differently, whether it's Instagram posting a video or showing photos from the attack. And news travels fast. Everybody makes up stories. But the NFL, they were the prime source. So anything that you hear from the NFL, from the Ravens, was definite reliability.